Blake is wondering about whether he can promise a producer credit to someone in exchange for bringing in some talent to the project. Hi, I'm entertainment lawyer Gordon Firemark, and this is Asked and Answered, where I help you learn what you need to know to take your career in the entertainment business to the next level. So can Blake agree to give credit? So here's what he asks. I'm in a bit of confusion. I've created a television series, that is, I came up with the idea in great detail, and I'm co-writing it with one of the co-writers. And a professional celebrity photographer who's trying to get into producing is friends with someone who we envision as the lead. He's spoken to her about the project, and she's definitely interested. But to go further, he wants an agreement from us, possibly stating that he will get a producing credit, whether that's co-producer, associate producer, or whatever. And I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. What if a network picks the series up but doesn't want him to have credit? Would credit be given without a possibility of payment? So I need help and insight on what to do. Well, Blake, you can agree to give this guy credit if he's bringing enough value, but you're right to wonder what could happen if a network feels that that's unwarranted. You don't want to have too many hangers-on attached to the property too early in the game because, as you've correctly surmised, that can encumber the project and make it less attractive to producing partners and networks. But if the actor you're looking at adds enough value, it may be worth the risk. But you also need to consider whether this person brings anything else to the party, and consider whether you want to expend your capital in this way. If so, that's fine. But you really aren't in a position to guarantee this credit. The best you can really do is promise to try to get the credit. You can agree to give the credit subject to network and third-party financier approval. Close quotes, for example. And you should limit the credit to the pilot episode if you can. And it should only be accorded if the actress actually ends up being in the show. The point is, you want to restrict and limit things as much as possible. But now let's talk a little bit about bargaining power. Based on what's described here, you're actually in a pretty strong position, since the actress is already interested. You may not really need this guy. You could try to contact her directly or through her agent or manager. That's what you'd have done anyway, right? This fucker could try to stir up some trouble if you do, but I think he'd have a hard time convincing anyone that his mentioning your project to her really amounted to a major contribution. And that's a bridge you could just cross later when you come to it. So ultimately, any way you look at it, there's a gamble involved. Do you attach this guy by making some promises about credit and maybe about a little money, but risk turning off potential network partners? Or do you just go ahead without making him any kind of promises and risk him threatening or even actually suing you? In the end, I'd probably recommend offering to give him some kind of a credit, but actually I'd hedge things by making it subject to that network approval the way I described. Oh, and if you're going to go this route, stay clear of any language that says best efforts. That's a common bit of wording, but it gets misused a lot. And it has more legal teeth than you really want in this scenario, so don't fall into that trap. So that's it for this session. If you've got an entertainment law or business question that you'd like answered, send it over to firemark.com/questions. And I'll get back to you soon. See you next time.